Good evening. I'm Epstein, and here we are with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening. As we're here now on Tuesday, and this is the 4th of March, 2024. Before I go anywhere and do any talking, let's take a look at a few things. First, and very important, Secretary of Commerce Linn, late today after the market closed, said that he thinks President Trump will meet Mexico and Canada in the middle on tariffs. In other words, they're going to be lowered. They're not going to come off. I never thought and still don't think Mexico should have had the 25% tariff. I think they've done a tremendous amount. And when I heard what what Prime Minister Trudeau said, I questioned if they haven't done a heck of a lot, especially given the minor amount of fentanyl and immigration that comes over the border. The problem that we have more with them, I think, is how much money we spend, the deficits, and so on, regardless. Tonight is the meeting between the president, Congress, and us. And he's going to lay out what has happened in his first 5-6 weeks of being president, all the things that he's done, what has he accomplished. I think he's also going to mention that he has a mineral deal back, and it's been put back together with Ukraine. I don't know if it's been signed. It might. I think he's looking for an apology from Zelensky. I don't know that he'll get it, and we'll see what happens there. You're going to get the Mortgage Bankers Association numbers at 6 in the morning. You're going to get the S&P Global Group final, and the word is final, service sector PMI coming out at 8:45. ISM will come out with the February service sector indices at 9, and factory orders are going to come out at 9 o'clock. They're for the January timeframe. But we're going to all be reacting, and the markets are going to react. Have your screens open, your QT Mobile if you watch that. And look what the futures do and how the markets react to what the president says, because this is going to be a ride. Wild, it could very well be. Do I have any idea what he's actually going to do? I have as much idea as the man in the moon. None. I do think that if he set up Lutnick to make that statement, which I don't believe the Secretary of Commerce did this on his own, and he doesn't do something, I think it sends a very bad vibe throughout the cabinet that he'll set you up and let you hang out there. So I do think something is brewing there, unless that's his goal. When you look behind me, obviously a lot of red. NVIDIA got too cheap, hit 110, gave you a bounce. Tesla down another $12. I mean, this is a stock that was just $460, $470. So it's lost $200 a share in no time at all. ARK has actually held up fairly well. AMC didn't do anything. I think I had those exact prices yesterday. It was strange. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. All of the other markets obviously got hit a bit. You're down in Amazon now, looking here at this market under the 200 level. I think you're getting to a value area, but how much of their products brought in from countries that are going to have tariffs on them? What does that do to the business model? Don't know. Silver held on nicely along with gold, and GDX even came back off these lows. Copper stayed down. Remember, China's meeting is now. So now their National Party Congress is all meeting. I don't know if it's party or people. They're all meeting, and we're going to hear what the game plan is. We already know the monies that have been committed. How's it spent? What's the debt to GDP? What is the game plan? We'll find out. They launched their own tariffs back when the tariffs went on them, Canada and Mexico, last night. And they came out and they put tariffs on 15% of our agriculture goods. So soybeans and corn, they immediately tanked. There'll be meats that they think they'll hurt. But the reality is they haven't been buying our pork cutouts and the like, and I know that firsthand, dealing that with one of my friends, and they've been buying the way that they have been over time. Hope you're aware that imported eggs into the U.S., who's the biggest country we get them from? Canada. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but that's a sore spot because of avian flu. Meta down another $15. So this is a stock that was just $7. Look at how it's been coming down here. Dell got hit again. Uber's getting good news. Now there's more going on with Waymo in Austin, Texas, and that's good. I like this. Bill Ackman's got to like what's going on. Bill's a smart guy. I don't know him, never met him, but I admire what he did. I think he lost it with that one healthcare company when he was a big short in the market, and he had that with Icon, that whole event. But overall, he's a pretty big, important investor. So we'll see where the markets want to go. You're getting a rally tonight in the futures markets in all the stock indices because of the Lutnick statement. We will find out if it's got reality. PANW, you can see how the market's been breaking down in price. You can see the pattern that you've got here. So you're pulling back into the support here. I don't know if it can get back to the 170, 165 level, but I'm not looking to find out one way or the other. You're under the 18-day average, so the bias is down, which keeps me completely away from this chart in the short term. Look where it fell to today. I teach over and over that the first time you hit a Bollinger Band, especially if you're not embedded, that is where I think the pros cover. So if they're on the long side, I think they're taking the money off there. If they're on the short side, I think they're taking the money off there. That is the highest percentage play. It doesn't mean it can't run on them, but then you wait to see till you get the embedded move like you get here. Then you have the opportunity for other plays to be coming in and go on with it. I teach that in my enhanced Bollinger Band course, iraepstein.com, under the word education. Got it? So Dutch Brothers got a market with lower highs, lower lows, certainly in the bear camp right now. Momentum just turned down. You'd have to get back over this 80.62 level to negate the downtrend. I don't know that you'll get to 61.58, but the market's in a downtrend. In CrowdStrike, down about $6 that I saw after the earnings came out today. So that could carry the market towards this eventually. Is it going to make a run for the lower Bollinger Band and the 359? A lot's going to depend on how the market reacts to the Trump speech tonight, and are tariffs going to be moderated, and did anything positive happen with Ukraine? There's so much that can happen tonight. Rivian, I keep mentioning to traders that I'm very concerned that while Biden rushed through this loan of $6 billion for them, and they have to do certain things to get it, the Trump just won't say goodbye. I was reading today in Montana how many IRS offices, not IRS, Social Security, are up for closure now. I'm reading that there's been a directive now to the IRS. They would like to eliminate out of 90,000 jobs, potentially half of them. Whoa. If they don't have AI and they can't take these returns that way, how do you get rid of half of that? And how much do you lose in the holes that you leave? I don't understand some of this. I understand that what Doge is, but I question if we aren't thinning out so much that we can't do our jobs, or they can't do their jobs. I'm certainly not part of the IRS. Higher high, lower low, Rivian. K-Web, tomorrow's what it's all about. What is China going to say? What are they going to do? We'll see some of the reaction certainly in that. Toll Brothers can't be good news for the home builders. Even if Trump meets halfway on the tariffs, lumber tariffs are going to be up. Gypsum that we get across the board, copper products that we get from Canada and Mexico, they're going to be up in price. The margins are going to go down. They can hold the price on houses. They're just going to make less money. The good news is if mortgages fall, and they have been, that helps a little. But as for a builder, you still have the dilemma that you've got to eat those increase of costs. 25% is a big number to increase. Half of that might be something different, if it even comes down to half. If the tariffs drop enough, the manufacturers might eat some of this. The lumber companies in Canada might. You don't know. It's a whole business. At 25% doesn't leave that kind of room. Tesla. This is what I was saying to you. This has come down and it's embedded, which tells me on rallies, I expect the market to be sold. I'm going to repeat, I don't change my opinion. The first time you hit the 200-day average in the Bollinger Band is where I thought the market would try to find its support. You're down. We'll see what tomorrow offers in the market. In XLF, you talk about wildness. You went from the upper Bollinger Band yesterday to the lower band today. And it's a big swing in the market. So that was a pretty big move that it had. It's not trending. It wasn't trending up and it's not trending down. In XLI, a complete failure against the 18-day average and the 100-day average. So you kept the market with downside bias. Definition, downside bias. Market that stay under the 18-day average have a downside bias. When they're over it, it has an upside bias. You often do battle at them to figure out what's going on. That's exactly what happened, and the market let go. Elevator, elevator. We got the shaft. Remember that? XLE. Market playing games right here. Again, fighting at that number, and it let go to the downside, got right through everything. And today, a lot lower, got to 85.43, just didn't hold. GLD, it's back up to the resistance. Now, to break the downtrend, this market's got to take out 269.08. Did it? It did. I just didn't have the arrow in the right spot. So, you've taken that out. You're out of the downtrend. You're not in an uptrend. The key here, you look at the high, and this high was 269.08. So you've broken that pattern. I'm just going to move on. Doesn't matter. XLE broke down to the lower Bollinger Band. And again, another market that fought. Let me come back here. That's what we went to. I wanted to come silver. I knew I was backwards. You can see silver's coming to the 18-day average of closes. The short-term trend on the swing line has turned up. To get bullish, you have to close over the 18-day average of closes. Haven't done it yet, but that could do the job. Copper market continuing to sink into the lower Bollinger Band, and we'll see if copper gets any support at all from China making their announcements tomorrow on what their game plans are. BND. You still have this market with a bullish embedded reading, so pullbacks are to be expected to be friendly. Keep your eye on the futures markets. They're flirting tonight. They were about 30 minutes ago with losing their bullish readings. But if they keep them, I think this market will stay bid. I think you're going to know so much tonight later after the president speaks and market reactions to it. Unfortunately, I do eventually go to bed. UUP, higher high and have dinners. Higher high, lower low, market coming down right through there. FXE, over the upper band. I wouldn't want to be long over that upper band. No. I think that the professional money is going to come out there and call it a day. So I'll be talking tonight in my newsletter a lot about this, and you can imagine tomorrow after the president's through, a lot of analysis by me for what's going on. So we offer in free offers, my newsletter if you haven't tried them, Linn's research on everything. And I'm talking option strategies, futures. I cover the spiders, the S&Ps, the individual stocks. Just go to IraEpstein.com, free offers. Move your clicker up there. If you're on a PC, you'll see an icon. You can click that as well. You can give my staff a call. I'm Ira. I'll catch up with you first thing in the morning, and that's where we'll have some discussion about what happened tonight and what I think about it. You have a great evening.